Well, hello everybody. The babies are doing fine. I keep my spirits up. And as I begin to, look outside of myself to help um, things in society, that gives me a lot of peace and do what God tells me to do as far as looking to other things other than what some of the bad people have done to make me feel bad about my pregnancy and about what Satan has done. I fully believe that I can make a change with the drugs that are on the buses, of the county buses. There's children affected by this. They're on the buses. There's people that don't want to do drugs that are being injected unlawfully through the air vent systems, because once you get on that bus, you're enclosed and plumes of smoke just inject you. And by the time that those people sitting in the back of the bus light up, there is no choice, and it's in your system before you can even complain. So I have, in telling many people to put the drugs out and risking myself, because these people are very bad. They're gang people of cultures that are used to doing drugs, and they don't want to be told no. The other day I got told, you get off the bus. I said, I'm National Guard. I'm not getting off any bus. You're going to put your drugs out. Trust me. Okay. They are affecting our children, the children coming home from school. It happens on every bus almost. And the drivers are scared. So the drivers don't know what to do. I've never encountered a driver yet that ever, came across, when they came across the drugs being smoked on the bus. Pot is drugs, and incidentally, pot creates schizophrenia, and you can check the textbooks for that in psychology, which my textbooks from college show that. Nobody's going to tell people that the masses are being drugged. They're about to legalize marijuana, which is the worst thing we could ever do. We're going to have a bunch of drug addict children on our hands, schizophrenic children, because pot creates schizophrenia, and nobody knows that. But if, the public is busy being saying that they don't want to be controlled. Those in particular cultures are busy saying, we don't want to be controlled. Well, if you don't want to be controlled, stop doing drugs, okay? Because if the government legalizes drugs, and the more it's out there and you stick it in yourself, you're going to be controlled. You're going to do crimes. If the government wants to program you to do crimes, all they do is tap into the drug of your choice that you've always liked to do, and they do it through directed energy weapons or EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies. They do it, and sound waves. They do it, and you're going to do whatever they want you to do. That's going to make you commit a crime, and it's going to stick you behind bars, and you're going to be a slave. Okay, so it's mass genocide, and eventually they get rid of you. So you want to do drugs, fine, but then don't be complaining that you're being controlled, because you're letting somebody control you if you do drugs. They have worked a whole psychology on this. So I just want to let people know I did call the Department of Transportation and Safety, U.S. They seemed like it was an odd question. They really didn't want to. The receptionist said, "Oh, I'm not at liberty to say how that could be fixed." I said, "Excuse me, come again? You're not at liberty to say what?" "I'm not at liberty to say." I said, "You're not at liberty to transfer me to somebody that could do something?" "Okay, well, hold on." And she transferred me. A woman answered. And she took notes, and she said that she took my phone number, and she was a little more interested. Ultimately, it goes back to the counties in each system, but when and I understand I would have to petition. I know I'm speaking fast because my tape is like going to run out. I would have to petition the county to get drug smoke pot detectors on each bus. They're only $30 a piece. I don't want drugs in my system. I've never done drugs. I can't stand drugs. The fucking stuff smells like skunk. I hate it. Okay, it does. Pot smoke stinks like skunk. And my babies are not going to be doing drugs. And I'm going to tell you something. You fucking light up on the bus. You fucking commit a battery. You inject people unlawfully. That's battery. Okay, I don't care how you inject us. It's still a battery. It's a crime. Okay, you inject people with drugs, it's a crime. You inject the bus driver with drugs. It says it right on the thing. A battery upon a bus driver is a felony. So go ahead and light up and get that bus driver high in 2 seconds with the contact smoke bullshit, and you're going to go to jail for battery. Okay, so then it's a safety issue. We can't have our bus drivers high. So all around, ain't gonna be. And God forbid they legalize this disgusting stuff. You know what I mean? It still can't be put on the buses. Just like you can't smoke cigarettes on the buses. You can't smoke pot on the buses. The problem is pot is way worse than cigarettes. Pot is also equal to 17 cigarettes. I'm sorry, yes, one joint I read in health is equal to 17 cigarettes. And people don't know that either. So, okay, everybody, I'm working on it. And I'm trying to concentrate on things other than just my pregnancy and just getting all the casework done for freeing me and the babies and baby's dad from whatever the hell he's into, and from me freeing me and the babies from the slavery that we're in. So, and I think, you know, there are other things that I have to let my mind think of so that the enslavers of me don't get what they want and don't get me so hurt. And so that anyone, not mentioning names of who may have done this to me, but anybody, even in my family, who has caused me such pain in slavery, knowing that I was going through slavery, realizes that God and Jesus Christ don't keep me down. They give me many, many gifts. And I'm going to pass those gifts along, and hopefully, you know, I could do that on a larger scale. I love being able to help people and make a difference. So I'm going to concentrate on that as well. Another thing I was thinking, I am so happy that we have President Trump in office. He's an amazing president. I knew God was going to make him president. And I told everybody that he's going to kick ass when he gets in here. Trust me, he'll fire and ask no questions. And he did. So I concentrate on what I see with the border wall. And many people in Congress, they don't understand. You know that I'm gifted. I don't go making a whole big movie out of my gifts like some people that are on YouTube do. I want to be reserved in my life. I've had enough trauma from all this. I was an entertainer for years. I want more of a private life. Okay. However, when I need to say something, I'm going to say it. If I need to go around and say things and explain things, I will do that on a large scale. I want to let you know what I see if we do not build that wall. We need to build the wall. If anybody is looking at my video and you see this, I can contact maybe some Congress members that have my open cases. I have to convince them because they're going to be so sorry if we don't. We are being overrun now. You know, and I know the only reason that you want that wall not built is so they can transport fucking drugs to this country. We're not having that anymore. That's not going to be. Just not going to be. This country has to be cleaned up. We are devastated. We were headed in the toilet, okay, before President Trump came. A cesspool, okay, to murder our own soldiers. For one federal agency to murder soldiers of another federal agency, which is what has been happening, is a disgrace upon this country and abominations. Okay, we can't do that. To try to murder a soldier with babies in her. We need every child we can have of good people. What are you doing? What's going on? So we need the wall. Getting back to the wall, we have to have that. And because I see in less than 5 years, I want to say at the 4.5 year mark, if we don't have the wall, we won't get control back. We won't. If we don't elect President Trump, our country's going to go backward the way it was, and we can't afford that. We cannot. It makes me wonder what the people are thinking that are so decadent, you know, perverse, high living, but perverse, and that they want to risk this country. It makes me think that they figure, oh, well, I've got nothing left anyway, so, you know, why not ruin the whole thing and just live a party? All that they're interested in is getting drugs across the border. That's all it is. I'm telling you right now. And we will not have control of this country even in a year or two if we let that happen. Okay? We're not going to have control of this country. if we let that happen. Our country will be finished. We will have a takeover done. It will be done. Do you people out there, and I'm speaking to those in Congress if you could listen to me, do you want this country to be overtaken? Because that's what's happening right now. It's going to be way worse. You just have no idea of what I see. I don't want to say it on the air here. I don't want to tell people what I see, but you know, the people that have tried to murder me for years and did what they've done to me for years, and I've died twice in these cases. They shot me with poison pellet. They've done a lot of shit to me. Even with this last kidnapping, with me pregnant, overdue by 2.5 years overdue almost, I'm still here, and my babies are still alive. Why? Because Jesus Christ and God rule me, okay, and these babies, and we're anointed, actually. So no matter what we've been through, what we go through, it's not me, it's Jesus Christ and God handling things. I don't have any special gifts. I don't. Baby's daddy said, oh, they want the babies because they're gifted, the kidnappers, the government kidnappers. And I said, God decides, number one, who gets these babies, and he gave them to us. Number two, even if they ever took these babies, God would not bestow them with gifts to use from our babies. God would do something else with the babies. They're not getting them. It's just not happening. These babies are mine and baby's daddy's, and that's it. That's the way God wanted it. God sent us these babies, nobody else. And God sent the best mama he could to have these babies in her that can't give natural birth. He protected them. Okay? They're protected in me. So, getting back to the wall. We need the wall. I'd like to ask every one of those congressmen and I'm going to do interviews with them. I want to call them and ask them why. I want to personally know why they don't want our children protected, why they want drugs coming in, why do they want an influx of stuff that we can't even control our finances in this country. We're upside down because of that. Well, I'm not against having people come here. My relatives came here. But there has to be a way it's done. And guess what? We can't just wander on into another country, not even Mexico. We have to have papers. So why is it that they feel that they could just jump over a wall or come over here and just invade? You cannot do that. It's lack of respect, okay? And as a nation, we have to try to get our respect back. Everything went hog wild, and I think that one of the people speaking on YouTube said it best. Judges, and I've suffered it, have been bought off by bad people. We have no core foundation anymore, but President Trump is working to restore that. He is. He's listening to God. Tell him what to do. Amen, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Amen. Okay? So I live very bad, meaning I don't have anything, but I'm still here. I've been robbed of everything, stolen everything. I still work. I work labor jobs. I work very hard, but it doesn't mean that, it does not mean that my obligation to keep trying to push for better things stops. I don't let hard work get me down. I figure I may not be where I want to be when I was supposed to become an attorney, and Department of Education and schools stole all my money for education, and it messed my whole schooling up. I used to be on the president's and dean's list in paralegal school, okay, and after I was shot, my GPA went down. I had to rebuild back up myself to study, from the trauma and get through the heart attack that I had. But and I did, and then another school shut me out. Somebody did not want me being educated. That will be going through court later on, federally, regarding the slavery in Board versus Brown. For segregation will be part of that because somebody segregated me. They think that I shouldn't be educated. It doesn't matter what color I am. I know it goes to a color issue, but this is not that. There another facet to it means when you cannot decide who and who's not going to be educated, it doesn't matter what color you are, Board versus Brown applies, okay? So, and that's it. That's all I have to say for now. I'm going to concentrate on some things that I'm going to keep everybody informed of what I find out and call the commission on Monday. I'm going to call a couple of congressmen to ask them why they don't support the wall being built. I want to know why. I don't ever hear anybody that is in the news saying to each congressman why they don't support the wall being built. I want to know why, not just, oh, they don't support it. Well, tell me why. Personally, I want to know what your personal reasons are that you want people flooding in here and our systems overturned with money issues already. You want to just give away millions? I can tell you, there are people that got food stamps and I couldn't get them, and they were not legal here. Okay? They weren't. And it kind of hurt me because I went to war for this country. I haven't even been paid since 2003 from the military. I'm overheld, still in on fake papers and all kinds of shit that were done to my files to keep me in, make me look like I'm out. But, of course, that's going to get taken care of. And I haven't been paid. I can't get a food stamp. I'm out there digging ditches, and I'm not joking. 5 babies pregnant digging ditches. Yes, I do. And if I can do it, so can the rest of the country do it. You don't need food stamps. Go out and dig some ditches. Go to day labor. If you need food for the week, you got to figure your food stamps give you what? $300 for the month? Okay. So go dig day labor for about 4 days and you'll have your $300. You don't need the food stamps. You know who needs food stamps? Invalids that can't walk. They can't talk. They need food stamps. They can't go to work. Anybody who can smile and dial a phone or sit on their behind and use their fingers or use their legs and hands to dig a ditch, you can get out and work. If I can do it, even 5 babies pregnant, doing demolition, everything, you can do it. There are plenty of food banks. You don't need the food stamps. You can stock up on food from now till the cows come home with as much food banks as we got going on in this country. In every city, in every county, there's like 20 food banks, okay? Now, the only reason I think people would need food stamps is they're far away and there's no car, no buses, nothing. They can't get to where they got to go for a food bank. Then they may need food stamps, you know. Or if you're a mommy and you have to stay home with your baby, yes, get food stamps. That's different, okay? A single mother that just gave birth, you know, I don't even plan to get them then. I'm trying to stock away money so that after the babies are born, I have some money. That's a plan too. Ladies, while you're pregnant, go to work. Puts your money away monthly so that you have formula money, okay? You've got WIC. You know WIC turned me down? Oh, I haven't been able to get WIC. Nope. Everything I do is I have to do it. Okay? So, yes, they were trying to hide the babies along with all the other perpetrators. The crimes that were done to me to steal these babies was federal crimes. They were federal people that wanted my babies. Way, way higher than the Department of Justice. So who might that have been? This is before President Trump got in office. No one would help me. No senator, nobody. No attorney general, nothing. I can show you a piece of paper where the Justice Department wrote back and wouldn't even sign that they weren't even investigating. Why? Because it might have come from there, back under the last administration when Loretta Lynch was in. Okay, so, and it was relevant to my military stuff going on. It was witness tampering. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know I'm going to work on that stuff so that we can't have drugs on our buses. All right? And I'm disgusted that they smoke pot on the buses with children. They don't care about our children's minds. They're making our children drug addicts on the buses. And by the time these children get home, they're high. They're high. They go home to their parents high. We're talking tiny, I don't know, young, 8, 10. No, we can't have that. We cannot have that going on. Okay? For now, good night. And I'm working on my case issues. It's slow going. The trauma that I have while carrying these babies, because I'm not going to lie, it is traumatic for me. The whole kidnapping, everything's been traumatic, but I'm not allowed to show that because I'm a United States soldier. I can't give the kidnappers what they wanted. They tried to call me crazy that there were no babies, and, you know, that's called torture under Title 18 of the U.S. Code, Section 2340, where if you're a federal witness or anybody, they make, you know, they threaten you with mental stuff just to keep you quiet from, you know, exposing or fighting whatever cases, or you got exposed crimes, and they threaten you like that, or they kidnap you and do that to you. So I'm taking care of what I have to take care of. I'm not allowed to appear discombobulated. So, not me. And on the days that I do feel like that, I just pray to Jesus Christ and God. Because you don't see anybody sitting here helping me. There's nobody. Jesus Christ and God. Yeah. No, it's not that he's an idol in the picture. No. His spirit is here with me. But Jesus Christ and God are helping me. I have asked plenty of friends to sit next to me while I type so that I could finish, because when the trauma hits me from everything that's been done to me, I write the same thing over and over. I can tell you there's 2 years of the same exact things in writing over and over and over and over and over because I can't get past certain things. And then when the facts portion are so long that by the time I get to one certain part, it's like, okay, it's time to go to bed, then it's time to go to work, and then by the time you get back to it, you're not right where you should be when you were thinking about what you were writing the day before. So, and then I start all over again. I'm not joking. I could pull you several documents. I said, oh, look at that. I wrote that in 2017. I already have it written. Why did I write another 3 times of it? That's trauma. That's the brain in trauma. That's how trauma works. It makes you repeat what was harmful to you. Your mind wants to go over it again and again, but you don't want to go over it again and again. And if I had a friend sitting here, that person, they could watch TV, drink tea all day long. They would at least take a look at my stuff once in a while, and they'd say, hey, you've already written that, cut it out. You got to do something else now. You got to write. You got to continue. But I don't have that person near me. There is nobody like that. And the 2 friends I do have will not do that for me. That means I know they're not friends. One of them don't even work. So he's probably not a friend. But I don't say much about it. If he chooses not to, that's fine. I know what I would be doing if I had a friend that needed my help that way. I bring all my homework, all my knitting, everything on a day that I felt that I could, and we'd be sitting there. I'd be baking cakes, I'd be drinking tea, I'd be watching television, and then I'd mosey on over to my friend's typewriter computer, and I'd say, hey, let me take a look. Okay, you wrote that 10 times already. You need to not write that again. That's what I'd be doing. Anyway, I keep my spirits up. I'm going to go get a boating license, probably a captain's license one day. And I'm going to purchase a houseboat so that I don't have rent to pay. Because you live on a houseboat, the water's free. You might pay dock rent, maybe. There are places you don't have to. It's the water, it's free. So I'm working on that right now. And then I want to have these babies and go back horse riding again. I plan to carry on with the drug thing as far as getting the pot smoke detectors put on these buses. They're $30 a piece. There is no reason why the commission won't do it. And I'll tell you something else. When I approached the manager of the bus terminal, because they're smoking pot right in front of kids down at that bus terminal. I'm talking, I saw a woman smoking pot in front of her child, must have been 4 years old, and the plumes of smoke were going in the child. One day I saw a group of people getting out of a car, and smoke was pouring out of this car, and they were holding the hand of about a 5-year-old child who was high as could be and couldn't even stand up. They had this kid in the car puffing away, and plumes of smoke pouring out the car. And by the time the kid got out of his driveway, his parents had to hold him up. I can't, this is like sickening to me. Sickening to me. That parents would do that to their children, that anybody would do that to children. And you know, and I know that they're doing it with a reason. Either they're going to traffic that child somehow. They want that child high. They want that child a drug addict so that they can control the child. In the future, they're going to say, oh, gee, my child needs to be on medication. I can't figure out why he's bipolar. I can't figure it out. Most people that go on drugs end up bipolar. I'm not bipolar because I've never done drugs. Even though my perpetrators tried to call me that, and they wanted me to be that, it doesn't make me that. They are bipolar for kidnapping me and thinking that they were going to get away with it, and they actually became someone else when they were kidnapping me. I saw the change in personality, like really schizo weird. Seriously. Anyway, so these parents that want their children to be high around them, they have other plans for their children. Trust me. Just trust me. They either A, plan on making a check of Social Security off that child, claiming that the child's mentally ill later. They're not even giving the child a fair chance in life. So I have to fight hard coming up soon to stop that, because nobody else seems to be fighting it. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. I remember when I was a child, I found a big thing of pot under my mother's bed. It was like one of these huge cookie containers. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I knew it was drugs. I knew that. Something told me, what is this green stuff? And the whole thing was filled. And God just told me, go dump it in the toilet. I took this huge cookie tin. I'm talking about those great big cookie tins filled with this green plant-like stuff loose. And I was dumping down the toilet and flushing, dumping down the toilet and flushing. And over and over. And I put that cookie tin back. My mother went to go look at that cookie tin. I got the shit beat out of me. And I got sent to my father's. All because I tried to get rid of the drugs from my mother. I did. So it was very sad. But anyway, I don't want any other children suffering that. We need to not legalize pot. We have enough problems with it as it is. What the fuck are they legalizing that stuff for? We don't need it. I don't want to, as it is, cars drive by. People are driving fucking high. Where are they getting the message that this is okay? Where's that message? It's illegal. You can't drive with marijuana. It's illegal. You can't. You can't smoke it while you're driving. You can't even possess it. So, without a medical license. And even that's a problem. So, these people drive by and these plumes of fucking smoke come out and right in my face as I'm trying to cross the street, burning my lungs, which means what? It got into my system. And if I were to take a piss test, I'd probably piss dirty. I'm talking plumes as they're turning the corner right in my face. I have to go like this every time I just try to walk out on the street, and daily. Many cars pass by with people smoking pot in them. Seriously? That's like drinking and driving. It is. Okay, everyone. I gotta go. I have case stuff to write. I will keep up with, on Monday, call the Broward County Commission, and then I will petition them. If I have to, I'm going to petition them. It's just going to be a short petition, just to please put smoke detectors on the buses. I can get signatures of those people who can't stand the pot smoke on the bus, including all the bus drivers. I'm sure they'll give me their signatures. And it's not even about a petition. We can't have it, Department of Safety and Transportation. Okay? So now, when the Department of Safety and Transportation told me it's a county issue, no, it's not. Because the U.S. Department of Safety and Transportation controls every county with the buses. Don't tell me that. I'm not stupid. Right? Okay. All right, everybody. See you later. Bye.